Welcome.
Peace and blessings. How's everyone doing today?
Well, I know I'm good. I had to
I'm
get some
good. Thank
rest.
you for asking, ladies.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Lily.
Happy Tuesday. Wait, today is Tuesday, right?
It
Yep,
is
I'm on
Tuesday.
time. Happy Tuesday.
Oh my God. Well, welcome to Grand. What is it? What do I say? Grand. I done forgot the name.
It's okay.
Grand Rising. That's
Okay.
Grand Rising Elizabeth. Oh my God.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are we going to see who you are, Lily, today?
Um, yep. I'm not looking all overly presentable, but hi.
Oh, please, girl, please. I don't have makeup on. I'm just here, nice and raw. And
My
I
eyes
said,
still
should I
watering
put
from
makeup
sleep
on? I
last
said, it's just the girls.
night. My eyes still watering from sleep. So I washed my face. I washed my face. I brushed my teeth. Very good.
Oh my gosh. Grand Rising.
Hi,
Yes.
everyone.
Juanita and Nawili. Yeah,
Hey, happy Tuesday.
Good morning. I think you can hear my voice today.
I can
Yes.
hear you. Yeah.
Different
Sorry.
device.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Thank you for
Like
being here.
Danielle was talking about yesterday about upgrading your equipment, right?
Oh my God, I was missing so many points. That's a big help.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is wonderful. Just wonderful. Well, we're here on our second day of our pilot. And yesterday was amazing. I thought it was just amazing. Well, I want to introduce Saesha Nix, she's been a niece to me ever since I met her, and her family, her mom and her sisters, they have engaged with different projects of working. All of them, are heavy into healing, and especially Saesha and her mom. And so I just wanted to make sure that they were part of this because I so respect them. And in particular with Saesha, to see a young entrepreneur out there kicking butt. I mean, kicking butt. I am so proud of her. So very proud of her, not only because she's my niece, but because she is a sister out there making her life happen. And I remember so many times in interacting with Saesha, she'd be in some kind of, well, Auntie, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and but she stays on focus with what she wants to do and what she needs to do. And that's what you want our young people to do that's taking over in the next generation. So without further ado, I want to, just love on Saesha and go ahead and share some more things. I want to introduce you sisters to Saesha Nix.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. I just feel so happy to be here, and thank you for seeing me and always considering me to be a part of something so great. I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would like to tell you a little bit about what I do and how long I've been doing it. I've been in the healthcare field for over 10 years. I was a certified nursing assistant giving care in the nursing homes, taking care of the elders and the sick and shut in and the disabled. And I also am a birth doula. So I've basically coached women through labor, and I've been an advocate for women and for people who are disabled or not completely there mentally, unfortunately. Um, and, you know, it's been a really thick process of awakening, because you realize how many people can fall through the cracks in this system when it comes to healthcare and when it comes to basic human rights and needs. And so I'm always fighting in the background for, you know, the disadvantaged and the overlooked. Because if we don't do that, then, you know, when we end up in that situation, we find ourselves in this situation, you know, we're going to be looking for someone to come and help. But I digress. I started a smoothie business so that I could actually make a difference through nutrition and wellness in the city, because Detroit is what you call a food desert. I would like to think it's getting a little bit better, but a food desert is a place where there's no easy access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So, you know, you might have a farmer's market, like Easter market. There's a Myers that just popped up on Grand River and 6 Mile. And, you know, that's another store where you can go and get things, but that wasn't always there. And we could still have better access. And so now, you know, you see the liquor stores, you see the fast food joints on every corner. It's still not where it needs to be as far as nutrition and access in the city. So with my business, I'm able to deliver fresh fruit smoothies that are made daily with 3 servings of fruit per cup to, you know, the schools, to the fire department, and to other members of the community. And it actually started off as a side hustle, but now I'm trying to scale it as I am scaling it as a more viable business. So that's just a little bit about me, and I really hope to make a difference through this show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So we have a little space for our guests to introduce themselves. So Juanita, you didn't talk yesterday, so go ahead.
Hi, Juanita.
Took me a moment to find my way to unmute, but here I am.
You're fine.
I'll start. You know what? I'll actually go on video as I am this morning. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Just the
Come as you
girls.
are.
I'll come to you as I am.
Yes.
There we are. Okay, get a little better view. Okay, so yeah, this is her this morning. So anyway, this is the real me in the morning, and I think it's all good because I just feel like I'm in the midst of so much love.
Aww.
And I'm so grateful. And I thank you, Sheila, for hosting us, having us spreading so much of what we need for our spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, you know, every element of our lives to help us be healthier. Saesha, is it? Did I say it right?
You did.
Thank you for all you are doing. God bless you. My background, oh my God. God has blessed me with a platform of cancer. It's you know, it's a deep thing to recognize that this is my platform and to accept it and to grow in it. What's happening is that the second time around, I have, since the first time, recognized that fitness was so important. You know, getting regular exercise, so important to stay cancer free. I call it cancer. Our words are so important. We know we are creatures of the word. We're birthed of the word, and we birth life through our words. So I call it cancer. And so I became a fitness instructor, started out teaching Zumba. Old lady was like, oh my goodness, girl, how I was feeling so inadequate, you know, chunky old girl teaching Zumba. And God came to me and he comforted me and told me just relax and enjoy. And so that's the best thing that I bring to my classes, that people of all fitness levels, you can relax and enjoy. I'm not teaching Zumba now, but I am teaching silver sneakers. Well, actually, I'm not teaching any of it now because right now my job is healing me for the second time around. But, my background into wellness came through the breast cancer. It was a wake-up call to realize the importance of my own total whole health. And so y'all pray with me, please, as I go through to come back into the areas of wellness. I started an organization called LAFS, Life Altering Fitness Solutions. It's dormant right now, but prayerfully come back into that. Have been a silver sneakers fitness instructor, did a lot of online during COVID. Nutrition, going into the nutrition and supplements and oils and whatnot, learning right now by my own experience. And, I'm just so much understanding so much more about how, so many of our medical discoveries came about from some doctors experiencing things themselves or their loved ones, medical discoveries and whatnot. So that's kind of where I am, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this group. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share that, Sheila.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome, Juanita. And what you bring to the table is precious. And thank you for being so open, because some sisters are still, they're quiet about it for whatever that reason is, or they're not accepting of it, so they don't want to talk it, because once you speak it, once you give it a name, it's like it is real. And so thank you so much for sharing. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, so Nawili.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. A
Yes.
grand rising.
Hey, I'm Southeast DC. Yes. How's everyone?
All
Good.
right.
That's where you are now, right? In DC?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. You
Mm.
want to share a little bit?
Okay. I'm Nawili. I'm so grateful to embrace my Elizabeths this morning. My journey is truly fabulous and amazing. I am a resident on paper of Los Angeles, California, artist in residence in Detroit, and a woman of just grace and love and peace and harmony. My background is meditator since age 19, degree in philosophy, religious science practitioner, yoga teacher, tennis teacher, line dance teacher, artist, embracing it now, servant of the divine. That's it.
Yeah.
And more.
Right.
And more. Our best is yet to come.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Mama Awa, you want to share a little bit about you? Introduce yourself? Unmute yourself, babe. It's down there somewhere. Okay.
I'm gonna get this technology, I'm telling you. But greetings, I am Mama Hiwa Saesha. Where to begin? Because I'm a seeker. Learning more about the self. In order to know the self, then I can share the self. I'm a holistic health practitioner, massage and bodywork therapist. 3 decades now. I'm a yoga instructor. I incorporate that into my bodywork practice. Artist, taught art for 13 years.
Wow.
I started in the public school system, but I didn't care for the way they graded a creative mind. So I started working for the Boys and Girls Club and enjoyed that for at least 10 years. What else? What else? I'm originally from Detroit, good old Michigan, partly raised in Las Vegas. Moved here to Indianapolis, Indiana, like 20 something years ago, following my husband. He transcended 2 years ago and left me here, and I decided finally to call it my home. I travel international so I can bring back more traditional ways to incorporate into my bodywork therapy. It's beyond a good rub. Let's say once upon a time I was a massage therapist, but now I work under the divine, I'm a facilitator of healing. I've traveled internationally and sat with shamans and medicine men and just those in the village so I can bring back some of our traditional and original teachings to implement into what I do here. We can go on and on, but this is
That's pretty amazing.
who I am is first and more so a mystic, a seeker, one that have been given second and third chance of life, and each time to do it better than before. In order to heal others, I heal myself first. And I speak and share a lot because in Eastern culture, you get your blessings and your worth and your wealth when you share. Unlike the US, where you hang a shingle and put a big price on it to share your knowledge. I don't think I don't get paid. I get paid. But
don't get it twisted, huh?
yeah, but I'm unlimited.
Yeah.
I'm unlimited. In my body work, I do like 90-minute sessions, but it may take 2 hours. It's according to spirit. And when I've learned to release and free myself from the perils of the world, then I can serve you better.
Ashe.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Y'all caught me. I just looked at the time and I said, oh, I'm not gonna miss another one. Because in the morning is my spirit work. And that's when I truly listen to the divine spirit that guides me. And it helps me with my artwork. So I just came out of my art lab. I've been there since 4. So
Oh my.
yeah. So I thought I'd come up and join today.
And then crash.
So much. We appreciate you for being here. We have another guest who just joined. She looks really familiar. I think I know this name. Her name.
We lost you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, there she is.
Okay, well,
Grand Rising Sunday.
greetings. I was definitely just rising.
I know. We interrupted your sleep.
So, greetings to everyone and nice to
Hey,
see your
boo.
faces. And Mama Hawa, I have a lot in common with you. I'm a epigenetics wellness coach and a massage therapist. I didn't go to school for it. It was a gift. And what I do with epigenetics, I can get rid of pain and depression over the phone in less than a few minutes. And I'm writing a book. I am also co-authoring a manual with Dr. Michael Vincent. And I'm a retired nurse, but I'm teaching people the difference between treating and healing. And going forward from there. So my main thing right now is to finish this book, which is a continuation of a scroll that I thought lost from a past life. And it deals with the tribe of Judah here in America and what happened to them and what is going on presently. talks about our role as Indigenous women in healing the earth, and because we are the mothers of all. So we go
right.
through all of those things, and I have a chart in the book which shows how the United States put everyone under a great spell, hypnotism.
Mm,
And we divide the line to show them, like for instance, they duplicate everything that's real, and then they have the people to follow what's false. Like for instance, the United States of the Constitution, I'm sorry, the Constitution of the United States is false, but the Constitution for the United States is real. So one was
mm.
done in 1776 and the other one 1786. So I let them, I'm educating everyone about how we fell under the spell and how to get out of it and why they put us under the spell. It is because we are powerful beings and we need to tap into that power.
Ooh,
And that's basically what that is. Thank
Ashe.
you. Thank you.
I
Ashe,
say,
ashe,
I
ashe.
say,
Mhm.
I say.
Hey, at
Yes,
peace.
My
indeed.
girl here.
Thank
Hey,
you so
boo.
much.
You better represent the content. You better
Yeah,
represent.
we need the link for that book. We need that.
Oh, it's almost finished. I'm still working on it, just making some corrections, and hopefully I'll be able to mark it in June.
Amen. I'm looking forward to
Yes.
that. Yes, we need
So
that.
proud of you.
I like to because the sound can bounce a lot. I like to ask everyone who isn't speaking to please mute themselves, and then we'll come around. We're going to continue to come around and ask everyone to speak their piece. At peace, sis. Please say
Peace. What's
something.
up,
Peace.
girlie?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Great, great. We like to hear from you. Tell us about what you do and who you are.
Oh, okay. Well, I am at Peace Makita, the one and only. I am a childbirth doula, a life coach, a childbirth doula. What do I do? I do a lot. A meditation coach. These are the things that I'm primarily into right now. I'm known as a performance artist, so I do anything dealing with the stage, acting, singing, dancing, directing, writing. But my calling, my life's purpose is to heal women, and similarly to Sunzi, she's the only one that I got to catch so far. Similarly, it's all about the goddess. It's all about the creatress. If we really want to see healing and transformation in the world, it has to start with the women. It has to come from us. So that's my life purpose. That's my mission. That's what turns me up, turns me on, gets me hype, is the healing of women and us really coming into our power, not to disempower men. They have their own power set of skills and power that they possess. But I do feel as women, we've been suppressed for far too long, and nothing is going to change unless we step into our position. Nothing. We will continue this rat race, this insanity for the next millennia if we don't step into position. So that's really my life's purpose. Of course, I still perform and do things on the stage, but healing women, through our psyche, through our soul, is what's most important to me. So if you don't know already, I have a channel on here on Monday mornings, 8 to 10.
Yay!
Yesterday was lit.
It was.
We had so much fun yesterday. I'm really excited about being part of this collective. And I think every woman on here is super powerful. And then we're going to do some great things. We already are shifting the atmosphere. We're already shifting, the energy in this city and in this region and on this planet. Like, it's just amazing. If you see it from your eagle's eye, this is an amazing opportunity. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for the sisters that are on here that I know and love. And thank you, Saesha, for the opportunity to share.
Thank you.
Ashe.
Did we get everyone?
Well, we have Pam.
Pamela. Hey, Pam.
Hi, my auntie Pam.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Pam.
How y'all doing?
Great.
All right.
Good. How you doing, Auntie?
I'm doing wonderful.
You
Am
want
I supposed
share
to
something?
say something about myself?
Yes, please.
I don't do that very well. Besides telling people that I am Sheila's sister and I assist her in some of the things that she does.
Share
I
what's
will
important to you.
I will say this, that I am very blessed to be in this scenery with such amazing and beautiful women. There was a couple of things that the Spirit told me last week. And one was there are many roads and one destination. And that the second thing Spirit said was, I must train my people. So everything that we have been through, are going through, and will go through is just the training to reach that one destination that has many roads. And Spirit also said that it's time for the light workers to get to work because there is a great shift coming. The first shift was Adam and Eve. The second shift was Jesus. And there is a third one coming that will impact the world like the first two. And the many roads, people spin the same story in many ways, but it's all just one destination. So whatever way you need to see it and explain it to get to that destination, then do what you got to do. It is time, and there's a great shift coming. And so that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that, Pam.
Yes, powerful stuff.
That little background worker.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
We were talking about, there's a few friends, Pam and a sister named Alita, that is you have your leaders, but you have your support leaders, and that role of supporting others is just as important and viable and needed as the one that stands out there willing to take the bullet, right? You have that other person who will catch you, and that other person who will tell you that you're bleeding and you don't even see it, or you see it and you don't want to acknowledge it. Said, you are bleeding, sit down, and that's who Pam is. And this other sister, and it's like sometimes they don't value or really recognize that they don't have the title of but everybody's part is super, super important. I would not be able to do this without Pam. I'm telling y'all now. Or a Pam, somebody who is that person. So all of you all, I just appreciate every single one of you. I don't know, did you introduce your mom, that Saesha, that Sunsy's your mom?
The cat is out of the bag. That is my mother. Can't you tell?
I know, right?
Yes, that's my mommy. Hi, mommy.
And every one of you, and I've known, all of you that are on here. We had Lily on here. I don't know what happened to her, but has played a very important and powerful role in my life. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And that being said, y'all know what I do. Well, I guess one does not. but I think I shared that before. So I'm Queen Aduni. Aduni means something sweet to have. And ancestors, they gave me that through Sherry Scott, who is, she was the original female vocalist for Earth, Wind and Fire. And we were on the phone talking, and the ancestors just started talking to her in the middle of our conversation. It says, I have your name. They just gave me your name. And then from there was the ceremony, the understanding of what that means, something sweet to have. And so I'm really, this year, I must tell you, it was also at Pieces duty to, call me that. She would just call me that and call me that. So until I began to just accept it. And now it is Queen Adui. If you see, I changed my name. When I go in something else, I have to, put it back. But that's corporate structure right there. And that's how they know who I am as far as Facebook, so they can get me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is one of my babies. You guys are helping to manifest my baby. And those who know about, I think all of you know about Elizabeth. I've been talking about it for a while. Thanks for being aunts and doulas for birthing my child. So Saesha is our host today. Yesterday, as P said, she was the host, and with Danielle, it was awesome. And so we are open for just a good old conversation about what, Saesha?
Health and wellness, and especially nutrition. All right.
Go ahead.
So one thing that we don't always realize is the relationship that we have with food. When we think about relationships, we might think about a significant other. We might think about, a best friend, a close girlfriend. We might think about the relationship of a mother and a child. But one thing that's oblivious to us, that is a very intimate relationship that we're often detached from, is our relationship with food. So I want you all to take just a moment and think about what you ate yesterday, how you think about nourishing yourself today. What's the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? Did you drink some water? Did you do some deep breathing? Did you wake up hungry? Did you wake up energized? Did you wake up feeling like you wanted to lie back down and get some more rest? All of these things kind of affect how we carry on our day and how we carry on our lives. And so the best thing you can do when you wake up in the AM is to cleanse and, get your mindset in order for the day. A lot of us on this call, I'm sure we breathe and we meditate, but hydration is really important, because as you were resting, your body was actually, going to work doing repairs. And so after a repair, you might have some garbage to take out, you might have some shavings, you might have some debris. And so after a repair, you want to wash those things away. So the very first thing that you could do for a good cleansing is to hydrate yourself. Now, some people are like, oh, I'm not a breakfast person. And some people are like, that's the most important meal of the day. Everyone is an individual. So when you wake up in the morning, you have to do what works best for you. You are literally breaking a fast from, sleeping through the night and resting. So you wake up, you cleanse with water. Some people like to put lemon in their water. Some people like to drink tea. Also, something that's very cleansing is fruits, because fruit is so full of water. So these are things that'll help get your bowels moving in the morning, and it'll help, cleanse your body. It'll give you some energy, but it also isn't too harsh on your system. I know a lot of people wake up and they want the bacon, they want the eggs, they want the toast and the pancakes, and there's nothing wrong with that in moderation. But can you imagine, waking up and eating that every single day, and your body is like, whoa, wait a minute. Like I just woke up. I still have some gunk that I need to get rid of. Then here comes more gunk. So it's really important for us to cleanse in the AM. Another thing that we should be mindful of is when we're full and when we're hungry. Sometimes we eat because it's an emotional thing. I'm sorry, did you say something, Auntie Sheila? Okay. Sometimes we eat out of emotion. It could be that we're feeling down or we're excited. It could be anything that makes us reach for something. It could be out of boredom that we want to eat. But what I really want us to get is being in tune with fullness and hunger cues. When you're hungry, you might not be hungry. You might actually be thirsty. And that's why hydration is so important. But if you're hungry, then you eat. And when you eat, you might eat until you're too full and to where it's uncomfortable. So you want to be mindful as you're eating. It helps if you take a pause before you even start eating. Say you have your plate of food in front of you, right? You take a look at it. You might give some gratitude for it. This pause, it kind of brings you in the moment. You might take a deep breath and then begin to eat, just taking everything that's on your plate. Okay, I've got my veggies, I've got my meat if you eat meat. I've got my fiber over here. And it's like, this smells really good. I'm ready to dig in. But if you take that moment and just get centered before you begin to eat, you'll be surprised at how that meal might go for you. You might realize that you had eyes bigger than your stomach on this day. And just because it's on your plate, you don't have to eat it all. But it's important to make that connection. You might ask yourself, why do I have meatloaf on my plate today? Is that an emotional thing? Is it a cultural thing? Because culture has such a great influence on our diets. And I'll get to things that run in the family in a moment. But taking in what's on that plate is really, really important before you begin to indulge, because every time you make yourself a plate, you're forming, it's a commitment, it's a choice, it's a relationship that you have with that food. So let's say you eat, you're satisfied, and you're done with the plate. That's good. Were you drinking and eating at the same time? Are you experiencing bloating and gas? Or are you going to wait after you eat about an hour and then start hydrating your body again? Everything you do and the way you do it has a huge effect on how your body processes things. So just for a moment, I want to talk about how people say, oh, diabetes runs in my family, right? High blood pressure runs in my family. Cancer runs in my family. Usually, genetics don't have as much of an effect on how our bodies are taking in things more than what we're taking in. What I'm saying is, we have habits that are passed down that subject us to these degenerative diseases. It's not that it runs in your family, it's that those habits run in your family. So you saw your grandmother reuse that cooking oil. All she used was Crisco and vegetable oil, right? You saw, your aunt fry up a lot of chicken every Sunday. It was a soul food dinner, And, you know, you had butter on everything, you had biscuits everywhere, you had hog on the table, you had all these things because it's a cultural thing for us. How many of us have been shamed when we want to take a couple days and just say, no, I don't want any meat? And you come around your family and friends, they're like, oh, you can have something. Yeah, have some meat today. Yeah, you eat it. You don't have to deal with the consequences of what I digest. And pardon my French, but a lot of times, you know, you hear the saying, what you eat doesn't make me, right? It doesn't make me defecate. So when you get around your family and friends and they have these habits and you're trying to stray away from these things that are actually causing the diseases to run in your family, you want to be the curse breaker. You have to go around people who aren't of the same mindset and say, this is not something that I would like to participate in anymore. And sometimes that pressure makes us revert back to old ways. And then we regret it later on, saying, oh, I shouldn't have ate that fried chicken. Oh, I shouldn't have ate that meatloaf. And I'm not here to shame anyone who's still eating any of these things. If you are, I just want you to see that it's important that you know your relationship with food, that you know why you're doing these things. And it's important to become more in tune with the intelligence that innately comes with our bodies, so that we know what to give ourselves and when and how. For instance, like I said, when you wake up, your body might feel a little sluggish. You might want to cleanse yourself. If you can have a good bowel movement in the morning, don't you feel better afterwards?
Yes.
You know, don't you feel better when you know you had a big salad in the middle of the day instead of, you know, the macaroni and cheese and the fried foods and everything that makes you have the itis? Did you know that itis is actually a medical term that means inflammation? And we all, oh, I got the itis, I got the itis. Yeah, you got the arthritis, you got the colitis, you got the bronchitis. And it's all because of how we're treating our bodies. Our bodies are made fearfully and wonderfully. We come equipped with everything we need. It's just that we abuse ourselves through, through rose-colored glasses, through filters of culture, through filters of influence, through advertisement, through, you know, being in a food desert, seeing these fast food restaurants everywhere we go. We're being programmed everywhere we go. Every time we turn on any type of screen, oh, doesn't this burger look good? Oh, don't you want to come in for this, you know, giant milkshake? Diabetes runs in your family. Stop choosing the milkshake. You know, choose a real fruit smoothie by Nutribay. Shameless plug. You know, choose whole foods, because these are the things that we can get from the earth that don't have nutrition facts. When you go in the grocery store, they are nutrition as a fact. So these are just things that are important. So I really would like for us to be conscious of what we eat, to cleanse our bodies, to hydrate our bodies. And if you really, really need a way to document what you're doing so that you can look back on it and say, okay, I did great this week, or I can make some changes, I suggest you write it down, or I suggest you track what you're taking in, because you might say, oh, I had a pop, but that pop was actually 2 pops. We have to start looking at nutrition facts. Everything has a serving size. So, for instance, this is a food journal that I published, and you can actually get it on Amazon. It's called the Nutribay Food Journal by Saesha. And what this is a way for you to track and keep up with things that you eat, the way you feel. You can actually track your blood pressure, your blood sugar, minerals, and macronutrients like fats, carbs, and proteins. But I'm going to show you this. Can you see nutrition facts?
It breaks up because of the background.
Because of my
Yeah,
background.
it's
Okay.
showing green screen.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. My apologies. This is my first
No, it's
time
okay.
doing this. But the nutrition facts are going to give you a serving size. If you have a cereal box nearby, if you have anything with the nutrition, some crackers, some bread, maybe a juice or a beverage, something like that. Okay, Kit Kat. Now, if you look at that Kit Kat, how many servings is on the back of that?
Unmute yourself.
Tell us your name, please, and then let us know what you have and what do you see on the back.
Happy Tuesday, ladies. I have a Kit Kat. 1 second.
Oh, that's
Serving size.
Lily.
I'm sure the service. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sure the serving size is 1 bar per pack. Per serving size is 1 package.
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm pretty sure that this is, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. The song
Okay.
tell you that all 4 of these, every one of you is supposed to get one, and then it's gone. Me personally, I heard what you said, and I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, so you're right when you say that actually, like, we eat several servings. I'm one of the we eats, but truth stands out clearly from Era. This is definitely you breaking in everybody, your 4 friends you share. It's a shareable or a savable, 1 bar per serving. But yep, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so
Um,
that's the thing. When we look at that, we can look at how much energy that's going to give us. It might have 230 calories. Do you see any calories on there?
1 second, let me pick it back up.
You're my lovely assistant right now, so yeah.
Can I say something while she's looking?
Yes.
This is Mama Hiwa. I became an emotional eater after my husband passed 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so never, because I walk this holistic path, I cleanse, but I start with, I don't do chocolates. So I call myself with white chocolates. So she talking about her candy bar. I have the white Kit Kats.
Okay.
I have the white Reese Pieces.
Okay.
And that I keep them in my freezer, but I lay one out and I watch that one. I just watch it till I can take it no more. Then I take it and some days it just stays right there. But I know it's due to getting over this adjustment of him being gone. So I'm getting better because it used to be 4 a day. Now it's watching 1 a day.
But do you see how, and we're definitely going to get back to you. Is it Lily or is it Lily?
Lily.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll get back to you. Thank you so much for patiently waiting to assist.
No problem.
That is something that you're in tune with because you know that you were eating 4 and now you're down to 1, but you're still indulging, but you're doing it in a better balance. Some of us will never know that we're eating 4. We don't realize it because we're so caught up in the moment and the emotion of what that can do for us in that moment, that instant gratification, that relief, that release, that coping that we get from that. So thank you so much for sharing because that's very, very telling.
And the excuse is my grandmother Pearl, she died at 97, but she always ate sweets with her dinner.
Ooh,
You could not give her food or her plate and she would not eat until you put that pie there or that cookie there. And then I used to use that as my excuse. Well, it tastes better with just a little sweet potato pie. And my grandmother, she used to say, "Oh, just drink something warm and wash it all down and out of you."
Wow.
Just old folks' tale. But she died of natural causes at 97. And I used to use that as an excuse, but not today. Back then, they ate cleaner.
And they ate, yes, they ate real.
They knew. My grandmother went out and she wrung that chicken's neck. So she knew the food she was eating.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, could everyone who's not speaking at the moment, please mute? We hear a lot of background noise. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is a perfect example of things that run in the family. Although, like you say, she was 97 when she went on. We knew where her food was coming from.
Right.
She like you said, she touched her food. There weren't that
Yes.
many steps
She
before
raised her food.
it got
Yes.
to her plate. Right. She was farming. So now we have pharmacies. That's a whole nother thing. So back to the Kit Kat. Tell me how many calories you see on the back of that, please.
It was 210 calories,
Okay,
I believe,
210
per
calories
serving. Yes.
per
Wait, let me
serving,
make
and
sure. Wait.
a serving is that whole package.
Yes. So yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
How
Yep.
much how much fat is in that serving?
It says 7 grams of fat.
How many carbs? It'll say total carbohydrate.
Okay, 1 second. 28 grams.
Okay, is there any dietary fiber?
Yes, 1 gram.
1 gram of fiber. Is there any sugar, added sugar?
Yes, 24%. Oh, 43% added sugar.
43% underneath percent daily value. So in a day, if you eat 1 packet of that Kit Kat bar, which is 1 serving, you've already had almost half of your recommended sugar intake for the day because it says 43%. Do you have any protein in that Kit Kat?
Yes, 2 grams of protein.
Okay. All righty. And any vitamins, vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium?
0 vitamin D. It has 4% calcium, 6% iron, and what is that supposed to be? Is it supposed to be potassium? But the POT, no, I don't. The POTAS is abbreviation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's 2%.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So,
No problem.
what you all just saw was an easy way to get over 200 calories and a whole lot of sugar out of something that seems really, really small, but it packs a punch, right? And so this is what I mean by us being more in tune with what we eat and why. Imagine that Kit Kat is so good. Let me eat another one. So now I'm at almost 100% of my sugar, but I already had pancakes for breakfast with tons of syrup. And I'm going out for drinks tonight with my friend. And the drinks actually are going to turn to sugar. But before I drink, I have to eat a burger and some fries because I have to coat my stomach. Before now, do you see how all that alcohol can add up? All the sugar can add up, all the extra calories. And people are like, oh, why can't I lose weight? Why do I have this gut? Why can't I go to the bathroom? Because there's 1 gram of fiber in your Kit Kat and you didn't eat any salad today. So that's what I want to get across to our people. I'm not saying don't eat the Kit Kat. I'm not going to be restricting anyone's diet because I don't know your emotional connection to Kit Kats. It could be your father's favorite food and your father passed on, and that's all you have to feel like you're close to him again. I'm not going to say don't have a drink because you might need to wind down from your day and that can help you, get into balance with some things. I'm not going to tell you don't eat the fried chicken, even though anything fried isn't good for you, but as long as you're not eating it every day, then you have a better chance of being healthier because you're doing everything in more of a balance. And we have to understand how we feel when we eat these things. I have fibroids. I did not realize I had fibroids because they weren't bothering me, but they started bothering me, right? Most women of childbearing age are going to experience that, but how can we avoid that? We have to be mindful of our hormones. And when we eat foods that have fat, you are what you eat. That fat becomes your fat because your body is going to assimilate everything and it's going to bring it back and it's going to break it down. It's going to find a use for it, or it's going to store it, or it's going to get rid of it. So that's why digestion is and elimination is important, That's why cleansing your body in the morning is important. That's why hydrating through the day is important, so that you can continue to move that sludge out of your system. My mother, if she's still online, she helps people with cleanses, because a lot of people experience pain. The pain in your joints is from the food that you're eating and the lack of movement that you have. The pain in your joints is from, minerals leaving your body when you take in too much sugar and alcohol. The pain in your joints is from eating inflammatory food. So how can we combat this? Make most of your plate plants. Get your fruits in. People who are experiencing illness, they need their immune system strengthened. Over 80% of your immune system is where? In your gut. So what foods are you eating to help boost your immune system? Every time you eat something, it's either going to point you towards the direction of health or illness. Balance is important. So we just went over nutrition facts. I want you all today to take a look at anything that has a nutrition fact and just roll over it. See how many calories you're eating, how much is in a serving. When people drink a pop, it's probably got about 2 or 3 servings, but they drink a bottle all in one sitting. So they don't realize that 80 grams of sugar is for a serving. So really, if you drink a whole bottle of pop, it's 160 grams of sugar. It's important that we know what we're eating. You go in the grocery store, before you buy something, you're looking at 2 different things that you want. You can't decide. Pick up both of them. Look at the nutrition facts and see what it says. And if you need any help with that, I'm actually going to do a Wellness Wednesdays starting the first week of May from 6 to 7:30 at the D-Loft Cafe. And I'm going to make a nice, little something to eat that's going to be health conscious. And we're going to have discussions about carbohydrates, because everyone's stuck on keto right now, and it's not something that we should do. I want to touch briefly on diet and these fad diets that are out. Do not, I repeat, do not start yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting is, oh, I need a quick fix. Let me do this diet. People are getting results. Those people are not you. And you don't understand the effect that dieting has. You might actually get some results. You might lose weight, but you're dieting. When you're dieting, you're only doing it for a temporary period of time. It's not a long-term fix. That means that once you're done dieting, everything that you were avoiding or everything that you were doing before, you start doing again. And any results you got from that diet, they're now going to be demolished, because now you're back to your old ways. Make changes that are lifelong lifestyle changes that'll give you lasting results. It might take a minute for you to get there, but you will get those results over time. Your body takes time to regenerate itself. Your blood, your bones. Let's just say every 3 months you get new blood, right? What are you doing on a daily basis within those 3 months to build better blood? If you write it down, you'll see week by week, ooh, I didn't do so great building my blood this week. Let me start to incorporate some beets into my diet. Let me start to incorporate more greens so that I can have more minerals, because the blood is what takes the minerals and the oxygen around to every part of your body. Okay, so looking at this, and I know you can't really see it all, but it's basically a tracking system. So you know how many numbers of servings, you know how many calories, fats, carbs, protein, fiber, and minerals you're getting on a regular basis. Even if you only track for a week, I promise you it'll be so enlightening for you, because you'll say, wow, I didn't realize that I wasn't drinking enough water until I started writing down my water intake, and I really didn't have anything to write down. It's like, oh, I only got 16 ounces today. How did you sleep? A lot of people can't lose weight because they can't sleep through the night. What's affecting your sleep? A lot of people aren't exercising. We're not moving our bodies enough. When you exercise, you strengthen your heart. When you exercise, you burn off that sugar. So your chances of getting diabetes, your chances of, you getting cancer, or your chances of you being obese or having heart trouble or having bad digestion, all of that decreases significantly. Any supplements or medications you're taking, you can also list those: your mood, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. I put mood on here because we just discussed how we eat depending on how we feel. This journal does not expire. You can actually put the dates in, and you can track for over 3 months at a time in this. And so you'll see affirmations in here. You'll see challenges. It might be to bring you joy. It might be to bring you wellness through exercise, but you'll see different challenges. One challenge I'd like to share with you is to sing your favorite song. How many of us have awakened on the wrong side of the bed, and we needed music to bring us back, So these different things you'll find to help you keep going within this journal. Maybe run yourself a bath. How many of us go, never take time for ourselves? Or women trying to save the world. That's how it feels at times when there's so much to fight for. I know you get it. It's so much to fight for on every front, but we can't help anyone until we take care of ourselves. So run yourself that bath, put you some Epsom salt in the water, soak, because if you don't take care of yourself, you really can't help anyone else. And then you're going to feel like, oh, I failed a mission. We're not here to fail. We are here to thrive. Right? But I don't want to hold us for too long. You can get this food journal on Amazon. It's called the NutriBay Food Journal. I'll put the link in our comments. And I just wanted to give everyone a chance to chime in, because I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. I want to hear back from you all. Any thoughts, any questions, any concerns. Just, briefly take 2 minutes. And please, I would like to say, please keep it brief, because we're already an hour in. And I know we probably have some things to accomplish for the day, because we have a world to save, but we have to save ourselves first. So I'm going to put the link in the comments. And if anyone would like to maybe raise their hand, I might be able to see that. Or maybe Sheila can see it.
Yeah, Saesha, could you put in the chat where you're going to be at Wednesday? The name of put that in there. And Sunzi, are you proud of your daughter?
Absolutely. She's very thorough. And there were a couple of things I wanted to add, and I won't take long. The Essenes, they would always eat from 11 to 1, because that's when the fire burns higher in the body. It can burn off the calories. And from 5 to 7, when the water element is more prevalent. And whatever you eat at night or the day before, you get the energy from the next day. So you can always track that too in the book. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mom.
When you said fire burning, what do you mean?
You have 5 elements in your system, and the element of fire is that element that helps to, how should I say, digest the food. It burns. And then you have an element of water. They all are active at some point in the day. And that is the element that is good from 11 to 1. And so I try to stay in that, but because I get up so early, I end up eating like 10:30, but it's close to 11 for me, and it'll burn. So just giving a little tip there. So thank you.
I just want to say that Sunzi must be my twin sister from another, because she's right on point when it comes to talking about the elements. What is fire? Fire is energy. Fire burns to a pure ash. And I'll be talking about some of that tomorrow, though, because that's how I do my practice based on the elements of nature. But yeah, fire helps activate the enzymes in the body. Because like she said, fire it's energy. It's energy in motion. So it helped push the food through to its proper channels for proper digestion, and the waste push it through to the colon for elimination. So, and water, oh, that's my element. But speaking about breakfast, when you see the word breakfast, it is breaking a fast through the night, because the body is allowing itself to, while you shut in a slumber, the body is going through it's like a factory, or a mine. You have all these little bitty Pac-Mans or little miners busy going through the body to try to restore the damage of the day. So in the morning, you're breaking a fast, and you don't just start piling food into your system. That's the time you're allowing that stuff that has been broken down through the night to start eliminating itself through the day. I went through the morning. So I'm with you. I don't start, I start with water, and I start with my teas, meditation. By 11, 12, then I'm ready, because like she said, the sun is rise, the sun is the fire, and the sun that gives the vitamins and what have you to the food. That's how I start my breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. No. And the body will tell. The body talks to you. It'll let you know immediately, but we just ignore it. You know how you feel.
Yeah, thank you for
So
that.
you did a good job, my dear.
Thank you.
Say your name, Saesha?
Saesha, yes.
Saesha. All righty. All right.
Thank you. Who's that? I'm sorry, I'm typing in the chat. Hello.
She didn't hear you.
Huh?
No, I was asking who was that speaking just now. I'm typing in the chat.
Oh, Mama was speaking. Mama, how was Saesha?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here, listening in, and participating.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's participating tomorrow with Mama Ayabi.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I was busy trying to text her. It's like, hey, get in here, woman.
Yeah, I call Raziya. Raziya is a healer, and she's helping her husband at this point with some breakdowns of his body. So she's going to jump in as soon as she kind of get him settled and stuff. She'll be jumping in. Yeah. Let me ask you, Saesha, and other queens, because you guys are powerful, just powerful. When a sister is dealing with, let's say cancer, then what are your suggestions around the food? Because what I notice is that when you go to the hospital or you go to your doctors, I was asking, I said, why don't you ever ask what am I putting in my body? They don't even ask,
They're not
they don't
trained
ask.
that way.
They're not trained that way.
They don't have the knowledge. They don't have nutrition knowledge. I have more nutrition knowledge than the doctors do. And I was told this by a registered dietitian and a professor at a community college. They are not centered around health and wellness. They are centered around
profit,
diagnosing and prescribing. And they're not about getting to the source of things. So when you ask how someone with cancer should eat, and perhaps my mom, she's dealt with so much. She's actually helped people who've had cancer. You want superfoods, you want antioxidants, you want anything that can take away free radicals out of your body. You want things that your body can easily process, and you want foods that are living, because you don't need any putrefaction in your digestive system. You need your immune system to function optimally. So anything that you drink, anything that you eat needs to be very, very healthful, and you need it in concentrated doses so that your body gets, that boost of energy, that boost of power and nutrients. Now, depending on treatment, kidney function might not be at an all-time high. You have to be careful with the minerals that you take in, because your body might not process certain things well. So everything, I'll always say this, is really, really specific to the individual. People have underlying conditions in addition to a cancer, and all of that has to be taken into consideration. Just like a doctor might say, oh, well, you're experiencing this, and this is your side effect. We'll take this for this and take this for the side effect. And yes, they are supposed to know about how drugs interact, but they are not thinking about the damage that's being done to your different body systems. They're thinking about just solving this problem on a very superficial level. So I hope that answers the question. I'm not a cancer specialist. I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm a nutritionist, because of the knowledge and research that I like to do when it comes to nutrition. And I treat myself, because physician heal thyself, but I've never had a cancer. So what I would suggest is you get with a registered dietitian. You get some way, whether it's an app or whether it's a food journal, to track your journey, so you know what your sleep is, you know what your mood is, if you're able to get up and exercise, how you're feeling, because exercise helps and diet helps, but you also have to rest. So it's not just about what you eat. A lot of people look for quick fixes to solve problems. This is not the doctor's office. This is a wellness journey, and you have to keep trying until you get it right. You have to keep trying until you have a balance. So it's best if you can record it so that you know what's helping. When you go back to the doctor, they test your levels, they see what kind of minerals are present in your body. Oh, it's another thing. And I'll ask you if I answer your question in just a moment. I want to make sure you're satisfied. But HTMA, it's a hair tissue mineral analysis. Many of us go to the doctor because we don't feel good. We know our body, something is off. We go into the doctor, we get blood tests. What do they tell you? Everything looks fine.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing wrong. There's something wrong. The doctor can't tell you there's nothing wrong with you if you feel there's something off.
Mm-hmm.
A hair tissue mineral analysis is going to give you more insight, because the blood has to stay balanced. If we don't stay within that 7.3 or something pH, we die. When you lose homeostasis, you die. So your blood is going to, at the expense of everything else in your body, pull to make sure it stays in a balance. So your blood is going to look balanced unless there's something really, really wrong, right? So when you get a hair tissue mineral analysis, it's more telling, because those minerals, they show you what it is in a balance, how calcium is in balance with magnesium, or how sodium is in balance with potassium. A lot of people who are experiencing high blood pressure is not because you're eating too much salt, it's because you don't have enough magnesium in your blood. They're not going to tell you these things, but a hair tissue mineral analysis might give you more insight into that. And there's a doctor, her name is Dr. Sam Price. You can do that hair tissue mineral analysis. It's like $100. You have to shave a little bit of your hair. I actually did one some months ago, maybe a year ago, but you shave, different parts of your hair, you submit it, she sends it into the lab, she processes it, and she gives you a packet, and she goes through the packet with you. And she says, you're balanced here, you're not in balance here, eat this, don't eat that, see me in 6 months. So
yeah, right. I'm sorry. I'm typing the Dr. Sam.
Sam Price. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, but
I'll
go
see if
ahead.
I can find her website. And
Mhm.
then tell her I sent you. I don't know if she'll give you a discount, but it's worth a try because she's also, I've actually talked to her and seen her a couple times. She's actually in Ann Arbor. When I was looking for a naturopathic doctor, I saw her website. I was looking for someone who looked like me, and she just so happened to be in Michigan. So I'll share her website in the comments. But
And
yeah, I
Saesha,
don't
would
know
you
if that answers
also
the
put,
question.
I'm sorry, would you also put, you were saying HT?
HTMA, and yep, I'll put that in the comments.
Yeah, what those, each of those letters mean. I'd
Okay,
appreciate it, yeah.
absolutely.
I'd also like to speak about, and any of you sisters can also jump in about the mindset of going through challenges, physical challenges or mental challenges. You know, some mental challenges I would say is just as detrimental as cancer or you know, heart attacks and stuff. What's going on up in here?
I'd like to speak on that a little bit. With the epigenetics, as an epigenetics wellness coach, we teach that 87% of what is wrong with people, chronic diseases, whatever, is emotional. And the other 13% is nutritional. So how we help people to come into balance or heal, the medical profession doesn't like for us to use that, even though they don't do it. But what we do is we tap into the emotion. Every body part has a code, an emotional code. And by tapping into that emotional code, we can get rid of the pain that's been there for 20, 30, 40 years. Depression, everything that is wrong, it starts way out here and then it goes into the cells and you're unaware of it. So we just simply make people aware, access the code, and the problem is gone.
Wow.
Even accidents begins with an emotional code. So there are no accidents.
I'd like to tap into what you just said. Is it Sunji? Did I say it right?
Yes,
Sunzi.
Sunzi. Okay.
Mhm.
That is so important. What you're saying, what your daughter has been saying, what you're saying, Queen Adoni. I have learned that my healing is not going to be complete until I heal from the spirit. Inflammation, the roots of it, when we think about the anger, the bitterness, the wrath that we experience generationally and, you know, personally, day to day, all that feeds into the illnesses that we experience. And I know a lot of you all on here who are healers and whatnot, you know the importance of the meditation, the prayer, and that kind of thing. And, you know, the importance of what we are feeding on spiritually, even more so than what we're feeding on physically. And I just want to thank you guys for bringing a lot of this information out, because we need it, because we need to heal as a people, as you know, globally, spiritually, we need to heal. And I just want to thank you so much for bringing that out.
You're welcome. Very welcome. Well, we can get together anytime and do some healing.
Anyone
We can
else
go
want-
back out to the water, it's warm now, and heal the earth, and, you know, heal the spirits that's been hanging around. They need to be free, go back to the light, because they can't help us until they get to the other side. I mean, there's so many things we can do. And I love you all. We're on it. Thank you, Queen Adoni. You're doing it, girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're so blessed to be a part of this shift that Pam brought up. We are the shift, we are the change, you know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that get together, or those get together, Sunzi, when we can, you know, do that healing that we need to do for ourselves and for our universe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
This Mama Hiwa, I want to,
Mhm.
I love sharing stories about myself because it may help others.
Yes.
And when it comes to, I'm going to say the liver, because I had surgery on my liver last year due to a car accident that I would never ever have went in or going to the doctor. They would never ever say, hey, let me check your liver. Once upon a time, they used to take the stethoscope and listen to your vital organs, but they don't do that now. They sit across the room on a laptop. So spirit guided me, unfortunately, to have this accident. I went into the emergency room just to get checked over. At my age, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay because I'm not a, a fond believer of the medical system. But at that time, I felt like they had the tools that I needed. And so I had a CAT scan. And that CAT scan, it said everything is normal, everything is fine, but we see a spot on your liver. And so when I got back in town, because I was traveling, I got back in town, I went and saw my physician, and the physician says, I'm going to schedule an MRI. Once upon a time, I was an X-ray technician when I was in my 20s. So they did an MRI. He held up the films, and Lord and behold, I can see it myself. It was the size of a egg yolk, not as big as the egg, but an egg yolk, and it hung off the end of my liver. And first thing, I was so upset and so angry. What? I detox. My holistic journey was for nothing. Da 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 da. But it was due to, it was called a hepatic, meaning liver, cellular adenoma, which due to estrogen containing medicine. I said, I don't take no estrogen, nothing. They asked, have you taken have you taken birth control? And I had to think, yes, 17, 18, 19, in my eras is when they first started pushing birth control pills. So without any guidance or any help, I went into Planned Parenthood and got me a pack. I took it for like 3 years, but off and on, I couldn't stand the way it made my legs feel or how I felt. And I said, forget it. I just have to be more precautious. But it started then, the size of a nothing that grew through, and I'm 60 now. And so it grew along with me all that time. They did say, due to my holistic lifestyle, it could have been worse. They were concerned because they said it was like a pimple ready to be popped. So they were concerned about me and an accident and how did I bump myself and this and that. Because if it was bumped, I would have bled out. That's why I said I'm grateful for my second life. But not only that, who knew how progressive it grew? Not just looking at it physically, I had to look at it spiritually. If I know emotionally and with the diet, and if I know my diet has been correct, then you have to look at the other elements spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I checked in and it tapped in and it was, what is the liver? The liver holds anger. The liver holds resentment. The liver hold hostility. And just doing a self-check, going back past my life, like how I was when I was a teenager. I was an angry teenager. I had a stepfather that, and that's a whole nother story that made me feel separate from the family. I held that through my life. Even I realized when my husband passed, it was things that I was harboring and holding. And after my liver surgery, I said, I erase hatred, I erase. So it's like, I don't feed on it because I worry about my liver. I worry about, the repercussion because once it has been removed, don't say it's not going to come back.
Absolutely.
But I have named and claimed I am not going to be an angry person. I refuse to hold resentment. I am love and I am light. And just creating my mantras to help me through my day. Deep down, we know the genetics and we know our patterns. And believe me, you say you can get rid of them. Not really, because it's an emotion and it's stored in that file cabinet in the back of your being. And it could be something that can bring it back to the surface. But long as I stay in my meditation, long as I stay in my practice, and it's just like whatever I do, I say I am most grateful. So I can say it took a moment, because after my husband passed, I was very angry at him for leaving me. It's like, hey, we going into our golden years and you leaving me now. And again, that's a whole nother subject,
Yeah,
talking about
that's a lot
men.
of anger.
Yeah, but this is another whole subject, talking about men that don't share their illness.
We're
My
gonna have
husband,
we're gonna have to talk about that on a whole another level. I
I
think
know, sister. I
that's
know.
gonna be one for Facebook Live, because
Yeah,
they're okay. So I do want to say this, and thank you so much for sharing, Mama.
you're welcome.
You said something that was very important. I'm not ever here to bash the healthcare system. Is not the best, but like my mom tells me, if you break something, or if you need to be revived, or you need to be diagnosed, that is a time where you know, go into the medical system. Now I will say this: I've self-diagnosed and I've gone in for confirmation, and I feel like there are times where I knew what was going on with my body and they didn't, and they went along with my diagnosis and my research that I did on myself. But I just say that to say this: balance. Medication is not always the answer. Medication wears on your kidneys. Medication wears on your body, because it is a synthetic form of a pure plant substance that they take and they amplify it and they add other things to it and they process it and they give it back to you. All these pharmaceuticals come from the farm. They come from nature. They take, let's just say, ginseng, and then they put other things with it and they give it to you. And these other things with it give you these side effects, give you poor health, but relief for a symptom, maybe. So I just want to say that the hospitals, the doctors, the paramedics, they have their place. But once you know what's going on with your body, explore your alternative health options. I'm not saying in an emergency, say, oh, I'll just take this herb. It may or may not help in that time. But what I'm saying is you have to pick and choose how you want your healthcare to go, because this is your life and your body. So don't go in there saying, oh, heal me, doctor. Doctors do not heal. They do not. That is your job. It is your job to heal your body. So if you need assistance, you reach out for that. You talk to someone who's educated, someone who knows more than you, someone who can help you along your path. But it is your responsibility to be healthy and to be happy. Don't put your health in anybody else's hands.
I know that Queen Afua, her statement is that the kitchen is your healing is in your kitchen. It's right there.
It's funny you should say that.
Go ahead.
I wanted to actually close out, and thank you for saying that. I wanted to actually close out with just a prayer. I know we may all believe in different things, but these words are powerful. And, I just want you all to receive what you can receive, and anything that doesn't agree with you, definitely toss it to the side. I'm not here to impose any beliefs on anyone, but healing is a mindset. Just like you asked the question about, the mind and how you think, your mentality, your emotion. We talked about how it can influence disease. We have to be in a mindset that what we put in our bodies can help us or hurt us. So if you're not thinking that on a daily basis and you're just making impulsive decisions, then you're going to get the results from those impulsive decisions. And that's going to be that polyp, that's going to be that the hematoma, that's going to be all these different things that we want to avoid. And we don't do anything until it's too late. By the time you're experiencing pain and symptoms, that didn't happen overnight. People say, oh, I've been eating like this for years, and all of a sudden, no, it's been going on for years, and all of a sudden, now you know that your body is saying, hey, I can't take anymore. I need a change.
Yeah.
And you have to listen to that if you want to have a quality life. People live to be 80 and 90 years old, but are they debilitated? Are they bedridden? Are they not able to care for themselves, not able to wash themselves up? Or are they getting up, going to the park, having meditation conferences like my mom? You know what I'm saying? Are they helping to heal others, like giving massages and hosting conference calls like what my Aunt Sheila is doing? This is what being in good health looks like. This is what a quality lifestyle, over time can bring you. The ability to do what you want to do when you are in your golden years. So I just wanted to go over this real quick. It's Sacred Woman. My kitchen is free from negativity, and you all might be familiar. If you have a book, you can follow along. My kitchen is free from negativity. It's serious business, my kitchen. Healing laboratory. I sit at the crossroad, cast iron pot in right hand and bush tea in my left. I check all bags and boxes for contents of death. I awaken the sleeping, rejuvenate the living, energize and purify with soups and tonics, live foods and juices. No death in here. No chickens, no pigs, no cows or lambs, no fish, no goats, no milk, no ham. It's plain to see that what we eat can make us free. Beware, for some of what binds and hold us still comes in many forms and fashions. It's resting right here on your plate. Dead foods control our mood swings. Family fights, husbands, wives, children too. We eat our war. So violence rings. We hold the weapons of death right in our hands, through forks and spoons, through pots and pans. Beware of Mr. Flesh Burger, dripping pizza, greasy French fries too. Diet soda, it's all sugar blues. Stuff we simply cannot use. Demons wrapped so beautifully, stopping us from who we really be. It's on your plate and in our pots. Beware the habit, beware the druge, the perfect program to make you lose. Putrefaction causing rot. Demons, get out of my healing laboratory. Get out of my pot. I'll wash you out and set you free, for purification is the key. It's sunrise sausages, coffee and cream. It's bedtime cookies and cow's ice cream. Beware the damage, the perfect program to make you lose. Check your kitchen cabinets, those bags and boxes too. If it's not live, it's not coming through. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, whole grains, you're all welcome to remain. Regain your mind, your nerves, your flesh, your bones, your breast, your knees, your chest. Regain your husband, your children, release the stress as chase life. Restore your kitchen healing laboratory with power, pride, and dignity. You hold the power within your hand to raise the dead and free the land. Flesh-free, drug and alcohol-free, processed food and sugar-free is how the kitchen becomes a healing laboratory. Thank you all for being a part of this.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you for being here. Yes. And I will put a link to the book in the comments as well, or I'll just put the title and the author in the comments. But I believe that every time we close out the call, I'm going to close out with that, because I need that as much as we all need that. So I appreciate everyone for being here. I'm going to go on with my day. And if you would like more information, my website is in the comments. I'll also put my phone number and the title of this book. And Auntie, if you have any last words, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, we have the queen, Raziya is here, and I think she's gonna just take it on out for us. We have about 30 more minutes or 25 more minutes. Raziya is here. Ladies, this Tuesdays are, your hosts are Raziya and Saesha. Saesha did an excellent job. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
we're like, my head is, wow, I'm just so full, to see my baby doing that. I know that's what I said. Sunzi, aren't you just proud of your daughter? Because when, she says when it started, it was a particular time, but her mama's been teaching like that since she was a baby. So that's where all the stuff that she accumulated after, being grown, was on top of the life that she was shown and living as a child. So, thank you, Sunzi,
Thank you, Mommy.
bringing forth
Yes.
such an awesome young lady that I
Thank
can
you.
surely say, can you speak? And I know and trust what she's going to say. So thank you, Saesha. I know you got to be about
Thank
your
you.
day with your work.
Yeah.
But we're so happy to have Raziya here. Everybody say, Ashe or thank you. Unmute yourself and thank Saesha.
Thank you,
Ashe.
Saesha. God
Ashe.
bless you. Keep on
Thank you,
doing what
young
you're
blood.
doing.
Thank you.
Seisha.
Yes.
I like
Thank
that
you.
young
Thank
blood.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saesha.
And now
Thank
we're
That's
going
you.
to
our future.
welcome.
That's the future.
Yeah, we're going to welcome Raziya. This is Raziya Curtis, and she's with the Healing Support Network is her baby. And what are you going to share with us, Raziya?
Well, I want to say that having Saesha present in the way that she did and to bring forth what she has cultivated just warms our heart. Healing Support Network's major reason for being is to have everyone learn how to have a healthy lifestyle and how to perpetuate it in their families and in the community. And to see Saesha, to know her mom, and to know the work that has gone into this is very gratifying. At this point, I am challenged with dealing with my own family setting. My husband pulled a muscle, pulled something out of place, and it's just been trying to continue to be able to walk. And we've been talking about what can we do? What can we do? We know, and it was mentioned earlier in the session, that medications we're finding more and more that they're actually our enemy. Many of the medications that are being given for pain management, for diabetes, for any number of ailments that we have a whole nother agenda, a whole nother reaction in our bodies. And some of my friends and people in our 70s and 80s will talk and say, I think these medications are designed to keep us coming to the doctors more than just about anything else. So medications have their place. I always say to people that talk with me about what's going on is, if you can do short term, if at all, do short term. But I'm sorry that I missed most of Saesha's presentation, but I'm sure she probably mentioned that all of our medications actually have come from a natural base, from a plant base. Many of our medications, Valium, for example, is from the valerian root. And many people in the old days learned how to use that root in its natural form with the live enzymes and all of these things intact to do the work that it's supposed to do. And it's been doctored up and turned into a major medication. And because of the elements added to that valerian root, the medication came up as an addictive, it was written up as being addictive for people, and people had to be really careful in the use of it. And that's just one example of how many medications started out from a good source, but with the additions and the careless additions of certain chemical mixtures, they are now very harmful for the body. And we have to wrap our heads around that, because it's conceiving, it can be confusing for us. So for us at Healing Support Network, we have encouraged people to look at the personal approach to knowledge. Have it be inclusive. This is our information age right now. And we all of us say, oh yeah, I know that. I have people, oh yeah, I've been a member of Healing Support Network for 15 years. But if that person is limping and on a cane and having lots of physical problems, I began to wonder now, what's going on here? If we have all of this knowledge, are we applying it? Healing Support Network came into being when I realized, as I looked at myself and I looked around me, I said, we know what to do, but we're not doing it enough. Why are we not doing it? One of the things I discovered is that we really need support. Just as we enjoy going to parties and birthday celebrations and sitting down and eating all of that cake and with all the frosting on it and the ice cream and all the punch and the spiked punch, we can do the same joy with live enzyme foods, healthy foods. And so Healing Support Network started having a big dinner gathering. We started in 1987. And I said, what if I brought out the china and the crystal glasses and so forth and served up carrot juice, salads with sprouts, brown rice, black beans, and so forth on this china set? And would that help us to appreciate this food? We had fresh flowers on the table sometimes, but we said, why don't we train ourselves, encourage ourselves to celebrate that which is good for our bodies, our minds, our hearts. I recognized when we went to funerals, the food that was there was the very food that had helped the person be in the coffin. And I said, my God, I know, I went to school, I got a high school diploma, I went to college, and I'm looking at the people around me, and I'm looking at people who look at Dr. Oz show. I'm looking at sisters who've been in Queen Afua's classes, and I'm looking at all of this knowledgeable people, but we're all having to chow down on the fried chicken and the different things that are there if we're gonna eat. Now, I started asking people to please have a salad at the repast. Please have some beans at the repast. Please have some maybe cornbread or hope, have something that people could eat who were not wanting to hurt themselves, people who were not ready to join the loved one that we were celebrating. And some people said, oh, I hadn't thought of it. Okay, Raziya, we could do that. Others were saying, well, my theory is I just pray over it and eat it. So we have a large amount of work to still do. I feel like shouting sometimes. And I think Sunzi can probably relate to this, because we have seen so much change before our very eyes, and to see our babies standing there and speaking like Saesha did and so forth. This just gives me a feeling of shouting and saying, thank you, God, because we know that that's our hope. When we see our children who are now in their 30s, 40s, having children, influencing children, we know that there is more hope for our folk to be healthier. But look at the counterculture. Look at the advertisements. Look at what you see in the papers and the magazines. There is so much effort to keep us in that same, what I call the sad diet. That's the American diet. We call it the sad diet because it is about keeping you unhealthy. So we now in Healing Support Network, we started as a plant-based group, and we were embracing the macrobiotic way of eating and a vegetarian. And we continue to do that, but we've added on live raw foods. Many times we will find ourselves at a 50-50 menu on the table. And we have enough items on the table so that someone who is all raw, all live, can have a full plate. It's a lot of work, but we feel that we have to let ourselves move gradually into where we need to be. When a person walks in who has just come out of the rib shack and comes and sees all this raw food, and they're saying, there's nothing here I can eat. And that makes me feel bad because I want everybody who comes in the door to enjoy and feel welcome and feel grateful that they came. So we make it a point of having enough raw dishes on the menu so that that person has a full meal. We have enough on the table for that person who's into fully cooked food to have a full meal. And then we have what we call the 50-50. And I'm told that the ideal eating pattern right now that we're recognizing is a 80% live raw food and 20% cooked. So that you have something warm in that. And then that group, 80-20, often will see themselves moving to 100%. Some days they'll say, oh, I don't need any hot soup. I don't need any steamed rice or that. I'm fully satisfied and my body feels good. So that's where we're going. COVID affected us greatly. And many of you have already talked about it, might have talked about it earlier today. So it affected the Healing Support Network service. So we had to go to carry out only for a period of time with that 80-20, 50-50, or 100% raw. The person would pre-order and let us know what he or she wanted. And we had outdoor gatherings. So there were like 20 or 30 people sitting in the yard, 6 feet away from each other. And some had masks on. I told them, I said, well, we're out in the air like this, we're free. We don't have to put on all this mask and everything. We're out here in the air. But they had done such a job on us with the media and with all the talk that it was okay. And so I learned to say, you're free to be. If you want to wear your mask, that's fine. If you don't, we are not sure. And I told Sheila, it's been a challenge for me to look at where we need to go as we move forward. There is so much information, so many things going on. And every day I hear I can look on YouTube, or I can look at the news and see that there is some bashing of our live enzyme raw food movement, live food movement. If you know, every once in a while you'll find that all of the lettuce is taken off the shelves because of possible Ebola. I think the latest one was spinach. So something wrong with all the spinach. And people were calling me, Raziya, you know, we can't use any spinach this week in our meal. And so we have, and then one of my signature products has been wheatgrass juice. There was a period of time when I was growing wheatgrass at my house. In fact, my daughter had to inform me. She said, Mommy, I don't have any place to play. My friends don't have it. You got wheatgrass in the basement and you got it on the porch. And where are we gonna sit? So I had gotten so excited that I had forgotten that we have to have enough space for our plants and our people to coexist. So my baby had to straighten me out. She was only about 5 at the time, reminding me that there was that. So we are here to serve. I tend to keep a low key and do more small group, small support. Sheila is encouraging me to take and join the 21st century with more sharing with more people. My concern is that there's something else that we have to do. We can expose, tell, and many people will still not cross over the bridge, will not make that big step from cooked food, meat, all the things that we may have grown up on, to a healthier way of being. I will share with you next time some of the links or some of the information that's available to us now on the internet or through the YouTubes and so forth, of people who are teaching. And I ran across one yesterday. This man is an herbalist, and he does his lecture, and then he does the Q&A, similar to what Sheila is suggesting for us. Yesterday, he got this call, and the call was made, he got a letter, and then it was an open call later on. But they said, my mom has lupus, she has fibromyalgia, she is dealing with hair loss, and she's having problems with glaucoma. It was just huge. And I'm like, oh my God. And so he was supposed to answer and make suggestions as to what to do. He ended up saying, you know, this is very complicated. Your mom is the victim of our cultural way of eating. She's probably been a great cook. You say, oh yeah, she was a real good cook, and blah, blah, blah. And her body is just overwhelmed on all levels, just totally overwhelmed. She had kidney problems, threatened for dialysis. And he said, I tell you, the one thing I would say to you is she needs to cleanse. And I would ask you to make sure she gets plenty melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, eat them every day. And she should go on a complete fruit diet for 30 days. And I said, wow. But he was saying there is just nothing that I could say that would heal her, give her her healing without that cleansing. And we're going to be looking at that, sisters, because for the average one of us, when you say 30 days on melons and fruits, And we began to say, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And we think we couldn't do it. But with the help of researchers and sisters like Queen Afua and others who have helped people go through cleansing, we remember the lemonade fast, which when they said lemonade, I said, oh, okay, I can do that. But that 7 days kicking butt, you know, in terms of how you felt and so forth. So it's huge, so huge that I've looked in the mirror and said, I don't know if I have anything to offer at this point. What can I do? What can I say that would help us get to a different place with our health? We're getting attention from all over the world as being one of the sickest nations. And Detroit is at the top of the list in terms of cities. So there certainly is enough work to do, Sheila. It's just the how to do it. So I thank all of you. I appreciate all of you. And I am seeing the difference in our community's awareness. And I'm seeing some of you who've gone through huge situations in your life, and to see your smiling faces, and to know that nutrition awareness and changes in your dietary laws made a difference in your lives.
Awesome.
Diet
Yeah.
help with emotional health. They run neck and neck. This little guy, which I'll make sure I let you know about, he was saying how much mental influence food has, how much food, the type of food we eat affects our emotions and our moods and what we say and how we treat each other. So it's important, at least I know that. It's just how to do it, how to get it forth. Thanks, Sheila, for your patience with me. I'm still working on my juice here. I did get my husband's first serving. We're gonna do 6 servings of juice today. That's our regimen for this week, to see if we can pull him out of that huge pain in the leg and hip. So we accept your prayers, and I'll have a testimony.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Raziya, I know that, thank you for sharing all that. It just rolls off your head. You talk about this so much. So next week, I want to know about the issue of rice, of brown rice.
Mhm.
We love brown rice. That's when I met my husband. It was brown rice. And then all of a sudden, in the past month, brown rice is not good for you. So I'd like to hear more about that next week. And
Yeah.
before we leave, I'd like for everyone that is still on the call to give us one thing that you got, like with just one word that would send us off powerfully. Next week, tomorrow, we have Mama Ayaba and her team. And then the next day is Thursday. No, today. What's today? Tuesday, right? And then Wednesday, Mama Ayabe, and then we have who is on Thursday? Isn't that something? Hold on. Thursday.
Now, Wheelie.
Yes, we have Nawili, and then I'm on Friday. So with Danny Stillwell. So, join us again, and then tell your friends. I'm working on all the those flyers to send out to everybody so that you can help to promote it. Obviously, it's something that's so valuable. We thought that maybe 2 hours was not enough, but we found out yesterday that it was perfect, because we had such dynamic sisters on here that everybody got something that they can share and talk about. So I think we got it right. And we're here every morning from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and that is Eastern Standard Time. So one by one, I'm just going to call your name, and if you can just give me one thing that you got out of this just one word, 2 words. And let's start with Juanita. You guys all unmute yourself so you don't have to do that when we get to you.
Thank you so much. Reinforcement. Thank you all. This is such great reinforcement.
Persons on my team. She lives in Detroit.
Razia, I want to find out where you are. You are in Detroit, right?
Yes.
I want to find out where your place is.
Okay.
Raziya, type your phone number in the chat. Are you able to? Are you
Let's see.
Are you on the phone?
Uh-huh.
Just say it and I'll type it.
Okay. It's 313 806 7819.
19, Raziya.
And I'm
Go ahead, we'll get right back to you. Lily?
Hi, my one word is change.
Good. Mama Iowa. Did I say it right now? Iowa?
Everybody say Mama Hiwa, so I'm used to that.
Okay.
Iowa. For me, it's manifesting the truth. That's what us collectively coming together, sharing different aspects, but still under one umbrella of just manifesting the truth.
Awesome.
About life,
yeah,
about living, about how to maintain while we have this time here on earth. Don't start me, I'll start talking.
Yeah, I've been saying we're gonna get it tomorrow, aren't we? Everything has been so rich. Nawili?
Rich, yes.
But sorry about that. Give me health is wealth.
646.
Absolutely. Pam?
How important health is.
Awesome. And then Raziya, you were going to say something else and we will close it out. Now, Wheelie, I would like for you to pray us out when we, after Raziya speaks.
Well, I don't know what it was that I had planned to say, except that it's a continuum. It's all inclusive. Each day is important. My body tells me when I skip a day of what I know I'm supposed to do. You know how I used to think, oh, well, I'm going to eat this or drink this and I'll make up for it tomorrow. It's not that simple. The body knows, and the body really appreciates continuity and commitment. The body wants to count on us.
Yes.
Supposed to do.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Now, Wheelie?
Gratefully. And just giving thanks for all that is, has been, and all that shall be. We stand in this moment of reckoning, of knowingness, of bliss, and of being blessed, and knowing that we bless it for this day to everyone who we meet, who we greet, and who is on our minds and our heart. We give thanks for the Elizabeths right here in this circle. And as we expand this wisdom, this knowledge, this love, this communication out into the world, we do give thanks. We give thanks for the blessings and of the journeys that are upon our head. We give thanks for the lessons that come as blessings. We give thanks for health being our wealth. And this day, we know this is the day we have been given. Let us rejoice. Let us celebrate. Let us rise up and be in it fully, completely, knowing that we are already whole, complete, and perfect. And from the inside out, we go forth this day better, more better, enthused, expecting only the best in every area of our lives. We give thee the praise, the honor, we lift it on high, and we stand on those shoulders of our ancestors, giving thanks for this time, this place, in this holy space. It is sacred, it is loving, it is peace, it is joy, it is harmony, it is balance, it is health and well-being. And we are grateful. I release, I let go. Let us flow in this day, this moment, and every day. And so it is, so be it. Ashe, amen,
Ashe.
hallelujah,
Ashe.
satnam, namaste, right on.
Ashe, ashe,
Yes,
ashe.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
I love you
Beautiful.
all. See you in the
Mhm.
morning.
Mhm.